For a long time, animal ethics has been the center of a lot of agricultural controversy. Egg farming is no exception to this. Animal well-being and living conditions have been the primary point of argument for many years, so much so that many large companies in Canada and the United States have demanded industry change.
This includes Loblaws, Metro, Sobeys, Walmart, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, and Burger King. Meanwhile, A&W are antibiotic and cage-free since 2017.
There are advantages and disadvantages to both conventional cage systems as well as open barn systems. Some advantages to conventional cage systems include lower cannibalism rates, related partially to smaller group sizes, as well as separation between the birds. There's also a reduction in viral and bacterial infection. There are consumer and producer benefits in that it's less expensive to raise the birds, and therefore less expensive for the consumer, and ergonomically more friendly.
Disadvantages include lack of space, weaker bones, less expression of natural behaviors, and an increased presence of hypokeratosis, which is excessive claw growth.
Some advantages in the open barn systems include stronger bones, normal behavior expression, increased space for the birds, better animal welfare, as well as the ability to escape aggression.
Disadvantages include higher mortality, increased disease, more expensive to produce, more difficult to control air quality, dust and litter floor increased contamination.
There are a few circulating theories as to how chicken housing could affect egg safety. For one, it's theorized that more comfortable hens also lead to more productive hens. On one hand, it's suggested that cages could provoke stress, which would make for a less productive hen. On the other hand, cage-free chickens have a higher mortality rate, and a chicken ain't productive if it's dead.
The second theory is increased exposure to pathogens may result in a less safe egg product.
Safety can be defined in a variety of ways. For the purpose of this video, it is regarding primarily pathogen presence, as well as any other harmful contaminants which could be introduced to the egg during its production cycle. Since all consumer eggs are washed in Canada, there's little evidence to suggest that cage-free or caged eggs are safer than one another, because regardless of their starting point, they're clean after they've been washed.
Free-range chickens are exposed to a vaster environment, and this can be hazardous, especially depending on where they are being raised and what they are consuming. Contaminated soil, heavy metals, pesticides, or dioxins can all be contamination factors. Also, litter or building supplies can introduce chemical contaminants to the hens.
Egg safety could be comprised in two main ways. Direct contamination, which occurs internally, when salmonella or another microbe infect the egg contents. It happens during the formation of the egg in the reproductive tract of the hen.
And indirect contamination, which occurs externally, when a harmful microbe is introduced and absorbed through the shell membrane.
Both pathways depend on factors like storage and handling and farm management.
Salmonella is the primary cause of food poisoning, and for this reason it is a frequent point of research. Salmonella tests were inconclusive, however. The contamination of eggs with salmonella during the production process is a complex issue, which is influenced by many variables including flock size, flock age, stress, feed, vaccination, and cleaning routines. Currently, there is no consensus regarding the impact of caged and cage-free egg production and salmonella contamination of eggs. Due to the many factors concerning egg farming, it is difficult to conclusively say whether or not one type of housing produces a safer egg.
In Canada, egg safety is a lesser concern to consumers. Our eggs are well washed, in general our biosecurity protocols are strict and regulated, and there are lots of controls in place to secure safe products. The topic is still relatively new because the industry is in the middle of a transition. Animal ethics is becoming a readily explored area, and it is animal welfare that's creating the push for change in industry, not necessarily egg safety, because, like aforementioned, egg safety in Canada isn't a primary concern. Although lots of research is being conducted in the area, there's still a lot to be learned. There is more evidence to suggest that battery cages produce a slightly safer egg due to the lack of chicken-to-chicken and chicken-to-environment interaction, as well as the decrease in viral and bacteria transmission in cages.